Good day, everyone. Today, I want to speak to the very core of who you are, your mind. You see, the mind is the most powerful tool God has given humanity. It is the seat of your potential, the workshop of your destiny, and the bridge between your thoughts and your actions. But here's the truth: while the mind is incredibly powerful, it is also fragile. If you neglect it or expose it to the wrong habits, it will deteriorate. And when the mind suffers, the entire person suffers. Today, I want to sound the alarm. There are habits, subtle and seemingly harmless, that are not just undermining your success, they're destroying your brain. These habits rob you of clarity, creativity, and the capacity to fulfill your purpose. If you don't stop them, you will find yourself stuck in mediocrity, unable to think, dream, or create at the level you were designed to. Stress is often called the silent killer, and for good reason. It not only impacts your physical health, but wreaks havoc on your brain. Many people live under constant pressure, juggling endless to-do lists, meeting deadlines, and handling personal responsibilities. They think stress is just a natural part of life, something to endure, but what they don't realize is that chronic stress changes the way the brain functions. When you're constantly stressed, your brain operates in survival mode, flooding your body with cortisol, the stress hormone. This chemical response is meant to protect you in emergencies, but when it's triggered continuously, it becomes destructive. Constant stress impacts your ability to think clearly. It clouds your judgment and reduces your capacity for creativity and innovation. You may find yourself forgetting important details, struggling to concentrate, or feeling mentally fatigued. This isn't just in your head, it's the direct result of how stress rewires your brain. Prolonged exposure to stress can shrink the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning, and it can weaken the prefrontal cortex, which is vital for decision-making and self-control. At the same time, the amygdala, which processes emotions like fear and anxiety, becomes hyperactive. This imbalance leaves you trapped in a cycle of emotional overwhelm and poor cognitive performance. Living in stress doesn't just affect the brain, it impacts every aspect of your life. Relationships suffer when you're irritable or unable to focus on meaningful connections. Your work becomes less efficient because stress reduces your ability to prioritize and manage tasks effectively. Even your health declines as chronic stress weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. The brain is the command center of the body, and when it's overwhelmed, everything else follows suit. What makes stress even more dangerous is how easily it creeps into your life without you noticing. Many people wear their busyness as a badge of honor, believing that being overwhelmed is a sign of productivity or success. They push through exhaustion, skip meals, and sacrifice sleep, all while convincing themselves that they're doing what's necessary to get ahead. But stress doesn't build success, it builds burnout. The more you allow stress to control your life, the more it chips away at your potential, leaving you unable to function at your best. Reducing stress is not just about relaxation, it's about reclaiming control over your mind. You have to make intentional choices to protect your mental health. Start by recognizing the sources of your stress. Is it your work environment? The people you surround yourself with? Unrealistic expectations you place on yourself? Once you identify the stressors, you can begin to address them. This might mean learning to say no to commitments that drain you, delegating tasks, or creating boundaries that protect your time and energy. One powerful way to combat stress is by finding moments of peace throughout your day. These don't have to be grand or time-consuming. Even a few minutes of mindfulness or deep breathing can help reset your mind and body. Prayer and meditation are especially effective because they not only calm your thoughts, but also reconnect you with a sense of purpose and faith. When you focus on the present moment, you pull your mind away from the constant cycle of worry and anxiety. It's also important to evaluate your habits. Are you overloading your schedule? Are you spending hours scrolling through social media, consuming content that leaves you feeling anxious or inadequate? These habits compound your stress, even if they seem harmless at first. Replace them with practices that nurture your brain, like reading, journaling, or engaging in meaningful conversations. Surround yourself with environments and people that uplift you, not those that add to your burdens. Another key to managing stress is taking care of your body. Your brain and body are deeply connected, and neglecting one impacts the other. Regular exercise, for instance, is a powerful stress reliever. It releases endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, and improves blood flow to the brain, enhancing its function. A healthy diet also plays a role. Foods rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins help protect your brain from the damaging effects of stress. Sleep, too, is essential. Without enough rest, your brain cannot recover from the day's challenges or prepare for the ones ahead. Your mind is one of the most powerful tools you possess, but like any tool, it requires proper care and the right inputs to function at its best. The world we live in today is saturated with information, news, social media, advertisements, entertainment, and endless streams of opinions. While having access to so much knowledge can be a blessing, it can also become a curse if we consume the wrong things. Feeding your mind junk information is no different from feeding your body unhealthy food. It might give you temporary satisfaction, but over time it weakens you, making it harder to think clearly, focus, or grow. Junk information comes in many forms. It can be the constant scrolling through social media feeds, where you're bombarded with images and messages designed to trigger comparison, envy, or anxiety. It might be gossip, where instead of building others up or seeking truth, you fill your mind with negativity about people's lives. It could even be hours spent binge watching shows or consuming content that adds no value to your purpose or growth. While these activities might seem harmless, they take up valuable mental space and energy that could be used for something meaningful. Worse, they train your brain to crave instant gratification instead of pursuing deeper understanding or long-term goals. Your mind works much like a garden. Whatever you plant and nurture will grow. If you constantly sow seeds of negativity, fear, or meaningless distractions, that is what your thoughts will produce. Over time, this clutter makes it harder for your brain to focus on what truly matters. You may find yourself easily distracted, unmotivated, or even overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information you're trying to process. This isn't because your brain is weak. It's because it has been overloaded with things that don't serve its purpose. In a world that thrives on grabbing your attention, it's essential to be intentional about what you allow into your mind. What you consume determines how you think, and how you think determines the quality of your decisions, relationships, and ultimately your life. For example, when you constantly expose yourself to news filled with fear and tragedy, your brain begins to operate from a place of anxiety and helplessness. Similarly, spending hours watching or reading about superficial topics leaves you feeling empty, unable to connect with the deeper truths of life. To break free from this cycle, you must make a conscious effort to filter what you consume. Start by evaluating your current habits. Ask yourself, what am I spending my time on? Is it building me up, or is it tearing me down? Does it align with my goals and values, or is it simply a way to pass the time? This kind of self-reflection is crucial because many of the things we consume are so habitual that we don't even realize their impact. Once you've identified the sources of junk information, replace them with nourishing alternatives. Instead of spending hours on social media, invest that time in reading books that challenge your thinking or expand your knowledge. Choose content that inspires you, teaches you, or equips you to pursue your purpose. Surround yourself with voices that uplift you, whether through podcasts, motivational talks, or conversations with people who encourage your growth. It's also important to create boundaries for your mental intake. Just as you wouldn't eat unhealthy food all day long, you shouldn't allow your mind to consume junk throughout the day either. Set specific times for checking the news or social media and stick to them. Protect your mornings and evenings, as these are critical times for setting the tone of your day and preparing your mind for rest. Use this time to engage in activities that strengthen your focus, such as meditation, prayer, or journaling. Another key aspect of feeding your mind well is surrounding yourself with the right people. The conversations you have and the energy you absorb from others play a significant role in shaping your thoughts. Spend time with those who challenge you to think bigger, who encourage you to pursue excellence, and who remind you of your potential. Avoid environments filled with negativity or gossip, as these drain your mental energy and pull you away from your purpose. Your mind is not just a storage unit for random information. It's a powerful tool designed to create, innovate, and solve problems. But it can only function at its best when it's given the right inputs. The more you feed your mind with wisdom, truth, and inspiration, the more capable it becomes of processing complex ideas, making sound decisions, and driving you towards success. Taking control of your mental diet requires discipline, but the rewards are profound. It frees you from the clutter that weighs you down and gives you the clarity and focus to pursue your goals with confidence. Rest is one of the most underrated yet vital components of a healthy and high-functioning brain. In a society that glorifies busyness and celebrates overwork, rest is often seen as a luxury rather than a necessity. Many people take pride in pushing themselves to the limit, working long hours and sacrificing sleep in the name of productivity. However, what they fail to realize is that neglecting rest doesn't just wear down the body, it also damages the brain. Without adequate rest, the brain cannot perform at its best, and over time, this leads to diminished focus, impaired memory, and a decline in overall mental health. The brain is an incredibly complex organ, and it operates at its peak only when it is given time to recover and recharge. During sleep, for example, the brain doesn't simply shut down, it goes through critical processes that are essential for maintaining cognitive function. It consolidates memories, clears out toxins, and repairs neural pathways. When you consistently deprive yourself of sleep, these processes are disrupted, leaving your brain less capable of handling the challenges of the day. Sleep deprivation has been shown to impair decision-making, reduce creativity, and weaken problem-solving abilities. Even a single night of poor sleep can make you feel mentally foggy and emotionally vulnerable. Rest isn't just about sleep, though. It also includes moments of stillness and downtime throughout the day. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to fall into the trap of constant activity. You might find yourself rushing from one task to another, with little time to pause and reflect. This constant busyness creates mental fatigue, which drains your energy and reduces your ability to focus. When you don't allow your brain to rest, it becomes overloaded with information, making it harder to process thoughts clearly or retain what you've learned. Many people ignore the signals their body and brain send them when they're overworked. They rely on caffeine or adrenaline to push through exhaustion, believing they can power their way to success. But the truth is, success doesn't come from burning yourself out, it comes from working with intention and clarity. Rest is not the enemy of productivity, it is the foundation of it. A rested brain is sharper, more creative, and better equipped to handle complex problems. It can see connections and opportunities that an exhausted mind would miss. To prioritize rest, it's important to understand the difference between being busy and being effective. Being busy often means filling your day with tasks and activities, regardless of their actual importance. Being effective, on the other hand, means focusing on what truly matters and giving your best energy to the things that align with your goals. Rest allows you to step back, assess your priorities, and approach your work with renewed focus. Creating a routine that incorporates rest requires intentionality. Start by ensuring you get enough sleep each night. Most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep to function at their best, but this varies depending on the individual. Pay attention to your body and adjust your habits accordingly. Avoid screen time before bed, as the blue light from devices can interfere with your body's natural sleep cycle. Instead, establish a calming bedtime routine that signals to your brain that it's time to wind down. Beyond sleep, build moments of rest into your daily schedule. This could mean taking short breaks during work to step away from your desk and clear your mind. Even 5 to 10 minutes of mindfulness or deep breathing can help reset your focus and reduce stress. Consider taking a walk outdoors or engaging in a hobby that relaxes you. These small acts of rest can have a significant impact on your mental well-being and overall performance. Another aspect of rest is learning to set boundaries. Many people feel pressured to be available all the time, whether it's answering emails late at night or saying yes to every request. This constant accessibility takes a toll on your brain, leaving you with little time to recharge. Setting boundaries means protecting your time and energy, even if it means disappointing others occasionally. It's about recognizing that your well-being is a priority and that you cannot give your best to others if you are running on empty. Rest is not laziness, it is an investment in your future. It gives your brain the space it needs to grow, adapt, and thrive. By honoring the importance of rest, you are not only taking care of yourself, you are also positioning yourself to make a greater impact in everything you do. Bitterness and unforgiveness are among the most damaging forces that can affect your brain and overall well-being. Holding on to resentment is like carrying a heavy burden that only grows heavier with time. While many people believe that refusing to forgive is a way to hold others accountable for their actions, the truth is that it primarily harms the person who harbors it. Bitterness changes the way your brain operates, impairing your ability to think clearly, process emotions, and make sound decisions. It creates a cycle of negativity that not only consumes your thoughts, but also seeps into your relationships, your work, and your health. When you hold on to unforgiveness, your brain becomes fixated on the pain caused by the offense. You replay the situation over and over in your mind, analyzing it, reliving it, and even imagining new ways you wish you had responded. This constant rumination keeps the wound fresh, preventing it from healing. Over time, this mental rehearsal begins to alter your brain's structure and chemistry. The amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions like fear and anger, becomes overactive, while the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thinking and self-control, weakens. This imbalance leaves you stuck in a heightened emotional state, unable to move forward or think objectively about the situation. Bitterness also drains your mental energy. It takes effort to hold on to resentment, even if it feels passive. Your brain dedicates resources to maintaining those negative feelings, which leaves less capacity for creativity, problem solving, or focusing on your goals. You may find yourself feeling fatigued, distracted, or unable to fully engage in the present moment because so much of your mental bandwidth is tied up in the past. This not only affects your productivity, but also diminishes your ability to enjoy life and experience genuine happiness. Beyond the mental toll, unforgiveness has profound effects on your physical health. Studies have shown that people who hold on to bitterness experience higher levels of stress, which can lead to chronic health issues such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and a weakened immune system. The connection between your mind and body is powerful. And when your brain is consumed with negative emotions, it sends signals to your body that trigger a state of constant tension. This state, over time, wears down your physical resilience and increases your susceptibility to illness. One of the most damaging aspects of bitterness is how it isolates you. When you're consumed by resentment, it becomes harder to trust others or form meaningful connections. You may find yourself projecting the pain of the past onto new relationships, assuming that others will hurt or betray you in the same way. This creates a cycle of loneliness and disconnection, which only reinforces the bitterness you feel. What starts as a response to one specific offense can grow into a pattern that affects every area of your life. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is a powerful act of freedom. It doesn't mean excusing the offense or pretending it didn't happen. Instead, it means choosing to release the hold that the situation has over you. Forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about reclaiming your peace of mind and your ability to live fully. It allows you to let go of the toxic emotions that are holding you back, creating space for healing, clarity, and growth. The act of forgiveness is not always easy, especially when the pain is deep or the offense feels unforgivable. But it is a process, one that begins with a decision to let go. It may require time, self-reflection, and even seeking help from others to navigate your emotions. However, the benefits of forgiveness far outweigh the effort it takes. When you forgive, you free your brain from the cycle of negativity, allowing it to focus on what truly matters. You restore balance to your emotions and give yourself the opportunity to move forward without the weight of the past holding you back. Bitterness often disguises itself as strength. It convinces you that holding on to the pain is a way to protect yourself from future harm. But in reality, it does the opposite. It keeps you tied to the very thing that hurt you, preventing you from experiencing true strength, which comes from peace, resilience, and the ability to rise above your circumstances. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget the lesson or the impact of the situation, but it does mean that you no longer allow it to control your thoughts, emotions, or actions. It's a way of reclaiming the power that bitterness has stolen from you. Is one of the most transformative choices you can make for your mind and your life. Purpose provides direction, clarity, and focus, which are essential for a healthy and thriving brain. When you lack purpose, your mind is easily pulled in different directions, distracted by trivial pursuits, and overwhelmed by uncertainty. Without a clear sense of what you are working toward, it's easy to feel lost, unmotivated, or even stuck in a cycle of meaningless activity. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding your thoughts, actions, and decisions, and giving your brain the structure it needs to function optimally. The brain is designed to seek meaning. It thrives when it has a reason to engage, to learn, and to grow. Purpose provides this reason by connecting your daily actions to a larger vision. When you wake up each day knowing that your efforts are contributing to something meaningful, your brain is naturally more focused and energized. You become less susceptible to distractions because your mind is anchored to your goals. This clarity not only improves your mental performance, but also enhances your emotional well-being. A purposeful mind is less likely to be overwhelmed by stress or negativity because it understands that challenges are part of the journey toward a greater outcome. Living without purpose, on the other hand, leaves the brain vulnerable to confusion and stagnation. Without a clear vision to guide it, the mind often defaults to autopilot, repeating the same patterns and habits without questioning whether they serve a meaningful goal. This lack of intentionality creates a mental state that is reactive rather than proactive. You may find yourself constantly responding to external demands and distractions, rather than actively shaping your own life. Over time, this reactive mindset can lead to feelings of frustration, dissatisfaction, or even hopelessness as you struggle to find a sense of fulfillment. Purpose not only provides direction, but also fuels motivation. When you have a clear why, you are more willing to put in the effort and overcome obstacles. Your brain responds to this sense of motivation by releasing dopamine, the chemical associated with reward and pleasure. This creates a positive feedback loop where achieving small milestones toward your purpose reinforces your drive to keep going. In contrast, when you lack purpose, even the simplest tasks can feel burdensome or unimportant. Your brain struggles to find the energy to engage fully because it doesn't see the value in what you are doing. Another way that purpose strengthens the brain is by fostering resilience. Life is filled with challenges and setbacks, but when you are rooted in a sense of purpose, these obstacles become easier to navigate. Purpose gives you the perspective to see challenges as temporary and as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable problems. It helps you maintain focus and determination even when circumstances are difficult. This resilience not only benefits your mental health but also protects your brain from the damaging effects of chronic stress and negativity. Purpose also has a profound impact on relationships. When you live with purpose, you naturally attract people who share similar values and aspirations. These connections are vital for your mental and emotional well-being as they provide support, encouragement, and inspiration. Surrounding yourself with purpose-driven individuals creates an environment that uplifts and challenges you to grow. It reinforces your commitment to your goals and reminds you of the importance of staying true to your vision. At the same time, living with purpose allows you to contribute more meaningfully to the lives of others, deepening your relationships and creating a positive ripple effect. Finding your purpose is not always an immediate or obvious process. It requires self-reflection, exploration, and sometimes a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. Purpose is not necessarily about achieving fame, wealth, or recognition. It is about aligning your actions with your values and passions. It could be as grand as building a legacy that impacts generations or as personal as nurturing your family and community. Whatever your purpose may be, it is unique to you and must come from a place of authenticity. When you discover and embrace your purpose, it transforms the way you approach each day. It shifts your mindset from simply existing to actively living with intention. Instead of allowing circumstances to dictate your path, you take ownership of your life and create a future that aligns with your vision. Your brain becomes sharper, more focused, and more capable because it is working in harmony with your goals. This alignment between your thoughts, actions, and values creates a sense of fulfillment that no external achievement can replicate.